this used to be like Wilcox Chronicle paper
Uh-huh.
office. It was
Nice.
it was an office, and my daddy. If you go down here into the corner of this building right here, it's Paxton, Paxton, is in the sidewalk. My daddy killed a Paxton man right up on the corner at the red light. There used to be a Hamilco station up there, and they was like 3 of the Paxton brothers. One of them had a drugstore, and that's the reason why his name is in a tile on the sidewalk. But I don't know if it was that gentleman or what. My daddy was 42 years old, and the man he killed was 38. And both of them's buried in Stubbs Cemetery over here. All of the Paxtons are buried over there.
So what did he kill them for?
Like I said, I was so young, that I wasn't inquisitive, and then all of a sudden, my daddy was.
Do you know what room he died in?
Who?
Who died? He died in one of the front bedrooms?
He died upstairs.
Yeah, which room?
In the one to the left when you go upstairs. Right in there.
Right when you go upstairs, the first room?
Mm-hmm. To the left.
Okay.
And, I got some original furniture out of this house.
Really?
My half sister. I got a roll top desk, and I got a bookcase. I got a table and I think that's all. I got a real nice picture, gold frame picture, and that I got. But my half sister, from my understanding, I got drafted in the Army in 1969. My mama was living in this house, and during that time, my half sister came and got all the furniture out of this house, and she lived in Rochelle, and she took it to Rochelle, and she had some rental houses, and she put it in some of the rental houses, and she stored it, most of it in a building she had, and the building caught on fire and burned. All the original furniture.
What was the picture look like?
It's a nobody that that we know of. It's just like a painting picture. It's a lady sitting at a piano playing a piano. It's a kid sitting in a chair with a fiddle, and another lady standing, like she's singing. But it's real nice, and the roll top desk is got the roll top on it with some little drawers, and it's got chest of drawers down here, and then a bookcase part up here, but it's like a roll top desk, I don't know the value of it, and
you want to ever get rid of that picture, let me know. I'd be interested to have something that was original to the house.
Yeah, it was.
I don't need any furniture, but picture I could use.
I remember there was a grandfather clock here that was downstairs, and my daddy, I think he might have gave it to a gentleman that he knew, Souths here in town. I've never actually asked any if they got it, but I think that's where it went to. It was pretty nice.
Everybody knows this house, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Most everybody knows it's haunted too.
I think this house sold for about $10,000 back in the 70s.
Wow.
When James Turk bought it, and we had wood and coal heat. That's how we heated. We never had gas, and I toted wood and coal from right out in that area right there. And I remember when I got.
I heat it with electric now.
Yeah. Right. And I remember when I got strong enough that I could tote 2 buckets of coal, 4 buckets of coal, walk up the steps, open the door, go in, and walk up these steps right here and make the turn. 2 buckets of coal, and where for a long time I could barely take one.
Right.
Probably about half full or something like that. But this was the office, the newspaper office, and if you go to the courthouse, I got copies of it at my house. But you can look it up, and Aunt Lynn's husband, that's my daddy's whole sister. I got so many halves and wholes and quarters and all that kind of stuff. It gets confusing sometimes. And but Aunt Lynn's husband, Whitehurst, he ran the newspaper, and he had to run a paper about my daddy killing the Paxton.
Lillian was her name.
Uh,
Her name was Lillian.
it was that might have been when Eleanor came in, you know.
Eleanor had 2 kids, Reed, Sammie and Lillian, I believe. And then her husband, George Reed, passed.
Well, they
Had 2 kids.
we got my half sister, Fannie Lou Mashburn. She lived in Rochelle. She had two sons, Sammie Jr. and Mashburn, and she had Sambo, Sammie. No, Sammie and Sambo's still living. Sambo's younger than I am. It was Sammie Mashburn and James Jr. Mashburn was the two. But both of them, passed on. But
But he had a kid, James, Sammy too.
Yeah, Sambo. One we call Sambo.
So Sam had a son, Sam. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and
I just sent him a message on Facebook.
he's younger than I am. Sambo's younger than I am. And then there was Little Fannie Lou. I call her Little Fannie Lou. That was my half sister's granddaughter, and she's still living. She's the one I took the information to, and she misplaced it, lost it,
Gosh.
whatever. I mean, if I could remember the guy's name, I think it's several of the Wilcox, lineage books out and about, and it's just full of how we kin to each other and all that kind of stuff. And we came from the Wilcoxes. My daddy I got pictures of my daddy and the Wilcoxes, Tom Day Wilcox and Taylor Wilcox and Charlie Wilcox. I was a little camel buff guy when I was growing up, and so I took pictures of my daddy and the Wilcoxes out in the front yard, and got several pictures. Got me and a cat named Casper, he's solid white. I'm out there at the sidewalk. Got pictures of my mom on the front porch. But my daddy, when he got older, his mind got kind of bad, and he burns stuff, and he burned a lot of pictures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of bad, right there at last, And he was a county representative. He was a politician through and through. Like I said, you go to the courthouse, and he was running for mayor of Abbeville against Mr. Charles Fulgham down here. Mr. Charles's daddy, the Fulgham man, and he took out a whole page of mudslinging, and it's in the courthouse where you can get it and read it, But back then, the politicians, and there was a lot of shooting going on around here. I met a man in Fitzgerald, and he was asking me who it was, and I was telling him, and he said, Sam Reed? Did you ever know Sam Reed from Abbeville? And I told him, I said, yes, sir. And I said, that was my daddy. And he was like, Sam Reed was your daddy? And I said, yeah, that's my daddy. And he said, when you don't know if that's going to be good or bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, especially with my daddy. And he was like, "You come on in this house." He said, "Your daddy was as fine a man as I ever known of." And one day he told me, after I retired as correction officer, and I started working Ryan Drugs, delivering medicine and setting up hospital equipment. I did that about 8 years, and so I was delivering him medicine, and he was telling me about. He said, "I'm going to tell you something now about your daddy." He said, I don't mean to make you mad about it. No, I said, "You talking about, you fix to tell me about when he killed the Paxton man?" He said, "Killed the Paxton man." He said, "Your daddy killed about 5, 6 men." Said he was tried in the courthouse for killing the Paxton man, but he was acquitted during that. That's what I call a good old buddy system back then.
Right.
You just, if you was well liked by 12 white men on the jury, you're going to be set free. I don't care what the situation was. If you wasn't well liked, they was going to hang you. So
wow.
yeah, pretty well, that's how it all came about and all. You know.
Uh,
But we had a chicken house right out here, about where the gas tank's at. And the water drained from the kitchen sink right out there in the kitchen. The chickens was all in it and everything. But I had another half sister, Evelyn, lived in Bradenton, Florida, and she would come and stay for a couple of weeks at a time, and mostly read books up in the round rotunda, I guess is what you call it, upstairs. And then she would drive back home, and we would ride with her. She'd take us back to Bradenton, me and my sister. And we'd stay a couple of weeks, and they would correspond back and forth, you know, back and forth. I'm not real sure we had a telephone at that time, because it was doing a lot of letter writing. And so we'd go to Florida and stay with her for 2 or 3 weeks, and then she would put us on a bus, like a Trailways bus. She'd pack us a lunch in a paper sack, and she would tell the bus driver, she said, "This is my sister and my brother." I've always referred to them as half brothers and sisters, because, you know, it made it easier.
Those are the Monroes.
Explain everything.
Those are the Monroes, then.
They were Reeds.
They're Reeds?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My half sister. Both my half sister, yeah, they were Reeds originally. Evelyn was a Turner. She married a Turner in Florida, and Fanalou wound up over in Rochelle. Married a Mashburn guy. He got killed in a car wreck right outside of Rochelle, from my understanding. You know. But Evelyn would put us on the bus and tell the bus driver, "This is my sister and my brother. They go in Abbeville, look after